I've never been one to follow the crowd, and I firmly believe that your teenage years are the most formative years. I know that's nothing new, but I came to that decision quite early on in my life. You see, in hindsight, I'd had to grow up quickly. Well, most people my age had to grow up quickly. We went out to work in order to help our parents and look after the family. My first job was as a gentleman's hairdresser on Borough Road, just towards the top end. It was just an assistant to start with, but eventually I was given my own set of jobs to do, one of which was to cut soldiers' hair whilst they were in hospital. It was quite a regular trek to and from the hospital, and I didn't get any extra. But to be honest, it was one of my favourite parts of the job. As an added extra, I used to shave them as well. Oh. This one particular day I turned up at the barber shop and Mr. Calder asked me to pop along to the hospital straight away, as I was to help tidy up a few soldiers before the family were to arrive. So off I popped with me scissors and strop and razor in my bag. Oh, a wonderful leather one. I'd saved up for it and bought it from a shop in the town, not the market. The staff nurse took me straight through to put my coat and bag away and then get a basin of hot water. She took me to the first ward, and there was a young soldier, maybe early 30s, laid in the bed. I remember thinking how old he looked for someone so young. But that was the curse of those young men who'd experienced something as life-changing as war. So I got my strop out and I hung it on the headboard and started sharpening my razor. I lathered him up and started shaving him. Now, I loved to chat, and even though not everyone could reply, either due to injury or the fact that I might accidentally cut them, I would natter away to them about anything. Mainly what I'd seen at the picture house or which bands I'd managed to catch before dashing for the last bus home. Now and again, and as upsetting as it was at the age of 14, some were so damaged they just laid there. And I don't know why, but they were the ones that I took my time over. I made sure I spoke well, and I spoke for as long as I could. You could find no gentler hand on the ward, I promise you. So I was working on his right cheek, just above the mouth. That's when I noticed there was something wrong. Normally, the razor would mist up with the breathing, or the foam would go everywhere if there were heavy breathers, but there was nothing from this young soldier. I've never ran so fast in all my life. I screamed down the ward and they all came running. I waited outside, but it wasn't long till the matron came to say he'd passed away. She said, and I remember the phrasing well, "Maggie, as you can tell, Private Waite's body is tired and it's time for him to rest. We'll move him to somewhere more suitable, and if you could please go and finish the shave so his family can view him." God, I'd never shaved anyone who was dead. Barring a couple of regular drunks we used to get in, who were as good as. I couldn't say no, could I? So she sent me down to the morgue to where he'd been moved. He was laid out on a trolley with a sheet covering him, with half a shaven face. You could see where the foam had started to go solid. So I took the strop out and laid it on the bed and started to pull the razor up and down. Well, I have no idea what happened or how, but the next thing I knew, the razor catches the sheet and I pulls it from his body. There it was. At the tender age of 14, I saw my first Willie, just hanging, looking at me, and to be truthful, I couldn't cover it up fast enough. I think that was a moment, if not the moment. It wasn't a conscious moment at the time, but looking back I knew then I didn't like the look of it. And if I'd known more of the world, that's when I would have known I was gay.